I'm Shelby at Elmwood Park Zoo here with Tim and Ian, and today we're going to be doing a giraffe training session. So Tim is working with DHORUBA right now. We're going to be working on blood draw training and voluntary injection training. Luckily they're very similar, so we're going to be doing a lot of tactile stuff, which means we're going to be doing a lot of touching, scratching, just getting him used to different sensations on his neck and shoulders. We do all of our blood draw training from the jugular, and all of our injections we've been doing in their front shoulders. So we started training these guys about 2 years ago now, and all three of our boys have done voluntary blood draws. We've gotten blood and voluntary injections for the past 2 years, which has been super exciting. It's not stressful for them and not stressful for us. So we're using positive reinforcement training, and that just means we're going to ask them to do something. If they do it, we're going to give them a reward, and if they don't do it, nothing happens. We'll ask again. And everything that we do is voluntary, so they get to choose to participate.
Touch.
So that was really good. You heard the whistle. The whistle means that he did it right, and he's going to get a treat. So anytime we're doing this training, we're watching them for signs of discomfort. We want them to be comfortable while we're training them. So if we see any sort of tail swishing or skin twitching or ear flicking, those are signs that they're uncomfortable, and we're just going to take a step back and start over again. So maybe we'll start with a flat pump. MOKOLO's behind the camera right now trying to touch our videographer. So this is awesome. You can also see over here we have two of our feed deck panels. We've made some modifications to make this convenient for us.
DHORUBA.
And this is where we do our voluntary injections. For MOKOLO, he's a little bit on the shorter side, so we've been doing his at the lower feed deck. And after this, we are going to be doing some voluntary hoof work as well. We just can't do that up here. We actually had a modification made to our exhibit specifically so we could do hoof work. And it's really convenient because we can get one giraffe in there and don't have to worry about the other two giraffes trying to bother us while we're training. Whereas up here, it takes extra people. Phil is also behind the camera distracting giraffes because they all love to train. So yeah, I think that about covers it for up here. We'll show you guys some hoof stuff down in our training tower.
So down here we have our ground level giraffe training space where you just saw us up on the deck. Down here we do other things like primarily hoof work. So this is where we are able to take a look at their feet. We look at the undersides. We're actually able to rasp them using different instruments, carve them, shape them into the shapes that they're properly supposed to be in. This is stuff that you probably have heard of other people doing on horses and cows. It's very, very common with those domesticated hoof stock, and it's becoming more and more common and more important in exotic hoof stock that we keep in zoos, because we're finding out more and more about how important their hoof care and their hoof health is to their overall health. If their feet aren't shaped right, then they start to get arthritis or other kinds of issues. So we're placing a lot of emphasis on getting really good at working with their feet. So you can see here we have MOKOLO, our youngest giraffe. He's 4 years old, and he's working with his trainers Shelby and Ian. Shelby is at MOKOLO's head. She is giving him rewards. She is giving him cues to what she wants him to do. And Ian is down at the feet. He is brushing the feet. He is rasping the feet. He's getting MOKOLO's feet just generally used to a lot of wear and a lot of touching, so that we can use other instruments to actually carve and shape the feet the way they need to be shaped, because when we do those things they can't actually feel it very much on the hoof itself. It's kind of like your fingernail, but they can feel the vibrations and the pressure, so that's a little bit of a weird thing for them to feel. So we do a lot of time just kind of getting them used to those feelings on their feet, so it's not so scary and it's not such a weird thing, and they can trust us and we can trust them. So we do take this very, very carefully and very seriously. We do it one step at a time. Giraffe are very strong and very powerful. Their kicks are very, very strong. They use them to defend themselves against lions. And so we really, really want to be careful not to be in the way of anything like that or get them aggravated any kind of way. So to get to this point where MOKOLO is and what we have the other two guys at as well has taken us months and months and months of small steps here and there to move forward and to get them comfortable with us, and so that we can be down where Ian is comfortable and not worried about what they are, that they're going to be really nervous. Now that being said, we do still take this very seriously. We take a lot of precautions. We watch their body language, different things that we watch out for to show that they're maybe uncomfortable or a little frustrated or something. We look out for if their tails start to swish a lot, if their skin starts to twitch, or if they just start to like pick their head up and look around rather than taking treats from us. Those are things that we really want to be careful of and watch out for, and we do a lot of communication when we're doing this training to make sure that whoever's down low knows that the giraffe is feeling a certain way. So you saw MOKOLO just kind of move his foot around a little bit. We don't know, maybe he was uncomfortable or maybe he's a little frustrated, so we'll give him a little bit of space for a second. We can have him back up like you just saw Shelby do. They are trained to move backwards a little bit. That's to get them into different positions, but also to give them a little bit of a break from having to have their foot on that block for long periods of time. Shelby also has the target, so MOKOLO is trained to touch his nose to the target. The other two giraffe are also trained to do the same with their own targets, and that is used to kind of allow us to get the giraffe into different areas. You can see he'll follow Shelby. He'll touch his nose to the target wherever it is. We can bring it down the fence line. We can move these guys anywhere in their exhibit pretty much with that target stick. So that's actually one of the first behaviors we ever teach our giraffe. And it's honestly one of the first behaviors we teach most of our animals because it's such a good base behavior. Now, something really, really cool that happened recently is we actually had a professional exotic animal farrier come out. So a farrier is somebody who professionally works with hooves. So somebody who professionally might go to ranches and shape and carve horse hooves, or go to dairy farms and work with cow hooves. This guy is a professional exotic animal farrier, and so he works at zoos and comes in and analyzes the feet of hoofstock in zoos. So he came in recently, he checked out all our guys, they're looking really good, he told us what we can be working on, and so we're really, really excited to kind of get to work on more and more of that stuff under the guidance and under the eye of a professional to kind of give us direction to move in, which is really cool. All right, so MOKOLO is done with his footwork, so we are getting ready to move him out of the training space. Now this is one of the trickier parts of the training because all of these giraffes love to go into the training space because they know when they go in there, they get to have their fun treats like carrots and melons and different things like that. So what we have to do is we actually have to, and you can see Shelby doing this, we have to get the other giraffe away from the training door and distract them so that they don't come in. You can see DHORUBA wants to come in. So we have to really kind of get them focused away from the door so we can get the guy who's inside out without having a bunch of giraffe in this small little space all at one time, because then that becomes kind of a crazy little mosh pit, and it becomes a little dangerous at times. So we're really careful not to do that. DHORUBA clearly is really curious about the training space today. He had a little bit of training, a taste of training up top, so he clearly wants to keep going. And so we're gonna work our way through this, and we'll see how it goes. MOKOLO is also very interested in the post. You know, with these guys, we can never force them to do anything. They really kind of do whatever they want, and we just do our best to manage it and make sure everything is just safe and goes as best as it can go.
I'll take them to the upper deck.
So we're going to try and get these two just a little further away from the training space today. When it's one person, it's really hard to get both giraffe focused on you at one time, which which is why it's been tough to get DHORUBA to follow her as well. Gerald, you gonna go up there? There he goes. All right, good. So we are in good shape. And now we have DHORUBA away, Gerald away, and
All right, come on,
MOKOLO will hopefully be scooching
Cost me
his
some
way out.
lettuce.
You know what? MOKOLO sometimes likes to watch people who hang out over here too. So I'm gonna step away so that he doesn't think I have treats for him. MOKOLO is almost out. MOKOLO, come on, buddy. MOKOLO, come here, big guy. Come on, bud. We're almost there. We're so close. All right, get that closed up. Beautiful. All right. And that's how you juggle a giraffe.
So as you guys just watched, giraffe training doesn't always go as ideally as we'd like it to, but these guys are individuals with their own personalities and choices, and that's how we like it. So if you want to learn more about them or you have any questions about any of the things you just saw or just them in general, you can tune in at 2 o'clock this afternoon, and we're going to be doing a live Q&A with some of their keepers so we can answer all of your questions. Thanks for watching.